escape from the team, call the morning steam. It's time to break, run for cover. Bet's gonna cover, bet's gonna cash. Call the morning steam, it's time to break, run for cover. Bet's gonna cover, bet's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott, running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott, sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.
All right, and a pleasant good morning to you coming from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Morning Steam Show here for Sunday, September 28th. We're just moments away from NFL football action here early on, 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific, and also over in Dublin, where the Vikings will take on the Steelers here momentarily, and we'll get right to the action here right now. We'll recap, we'll preview, we'll review some of the action, but let's get right to it, man. We're just 10 minutes away from kickoff here, so let's get ready and talk about the game today from Dublin. We'll take a look at some other action here in the NFL. We'll go over today's card, of course. We'll go over the 6 key Major League Baseball games for today as well, and we'll take a look at 2 WNBA playoff games, and we'll try to settle in on the playoff chase as well here with one day left. Who's going to play who? We know the teams that are pretty much going. Not everything completely settled yet, but we'll take a look at certainly the American League and over the National League. We'll figure out which team is going to get that last spot today with the Reds and the Mets. But let's get going and talk about the game coming up here in just about 10 minutes. Let me say hello to everyone, and then we'll do it. We got time. We'll squeeze it in here. We don't need a few minutes, but to preview today's NFL game here. Good morning to Jimmy Lambo. He's here today. Cash Kane's ready to go. Lando is here. NYC Bar. Thank you, Bar. Good to see you. Bobby Mack is ready to go. He said he had a big day of college football. What a day of college football yesterday. Exciting games. F. Donahue. Good to see F. Donahue back around here with my road runners. It must be football season for F. Donahue. Timothy Hawk as well. There's Blake ready to go today. Nuke is here. Who needs golf today, right? I mean, kind of wish it was on now so we could get it over with today. I know I was pretty harsh on the United States team. I guess they're, too much harassment there by the fans, and maybe it's a big, hey, it's supposed to be golf. Go out there and act yourself. Maybe the karma is coming back to beat the U.S. right now in the Ryder Cup. Fourth largest deficit entering Sunday singles in Ryder Cup history. Justin is here today. Good morning to Justin. Robert says Villa already down here, 1-0 to Fulham. We're in the 21st minute here right now, and it's looking a little bit woeful here so far. Right now with the action here in the EPL. I'm just checking it out here over to the side a little bit, watching a little tennis as well, but I'm ready to go in the NFL today. Hello to everyone. Thank you for joining me. Hey, everyone, like this video, subscribe to our channel, Sports Money, here on YouTube. Fastest growing sports betting channel on YouTube. Teams are going through their warm-ups right now. The Vikings are favored in this one against Pittsburgh. It says at Pittsburgh. There it should be versus Pittsburgh. There we go. The Vikings will be playing back-to-back games in Europe here this over the next 2 weeks. Not only are they playing this game, they'll play a game next week as well here in Europe. They're not coming home. So how will that affect the Vikings, the first team ever to play back-to-back games and spend a whole week over there in Europe? How will that affect them next week? How will it affect them this week? Next week's game is being played at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in London. So we'll see as they play back-to-back games. But, hey, I'm ready to get your picks if you want. We've only got 8 minutes here, so let me get to my preview and pick. First, I'll give you my pick just in case you guys are going to roll with me a little bit. Let's see, we got Andrew here. He says, look at the Vikings have never lost an international game. They did make I don't know if it was a bit of a joke or a bit of a just talking about the fact that the Vikings here are coming in. They both teams flew over there, right? They said the Vikings accommodations were a little bit more spacious, let's just say. And yes, both teams took charters over there, but maybe the Steelers were on maybe more of a discount charter, or maybe their charter was average and the Vikings took a little bit more a higher class charter, a little more leg room, so to speak. So let's see what you guys have here in the game between the Vikings and the Steelers. I'll let you know right now, I've got the Vikings here to win this game and cover the 2.5, maybe even 3 points right now. Justin says he likes Carson Wentz to throw an interception here today. And Erica Taylor, Jaserica is here. Nice to see Jaserica in there today. Nice to have you here today. And Jim Duwiger here as well. We're seeing that steam come rolling in right now. It's coming rolling in here on the Baltimore Orioles here in their game against the Yankees. Could we get a discount here today with the Yankees in their must-win game? Let's just call it like it is. There's Jim Duwiger. Nasty Nate says Rodgers to throw an INT. Nasty Nate likes the Vikings in the first quarter. Lando likes the first half under in this one. Nate also Vikings in the second quarter. He likes the Vikings race to 10. He likes the Vikings. Timmy says, I'm taking the Steelers here, plus 2.5 in this one today. And for me, I'm on the Vikings here to win and cover. I think it's a little bit of a mismatch here, actually. If the Steelers come up with a big effort, I think that'll be a bit of a surprise here today. So go ahead and chalk me up here for the Minnesota Vikings minus 2.5. Let me just briefly cover a few of the news and notes for the game, and you can, if you're still making your decision, hemming and hawing here, I could kind of give you a few tidbits here as we approach kickoff, and we'll have some fun being able to watch the game. We'll have the live coverage here on the morning steam today with the football game, right, as we go along throughout the league and take a look at all the games here. Today on Sunday, we'll hopefully have some winners for you here. So Steelers come in 2-1. They scored 34 and 21 points in their wins so far. They scored 17 points in their loss. Steelers, like a lot of teams, just having trouble getting anything more than 3 yards per carry on the ground game right now. That's just the way it's been so far in the NFL. The ground games have been grounded for the most part. Most teams not averaging more than 3.5, some even 3.3 yards per carry so far this season. So for the Steelers here, they are a clutch team in these closely rated games. Games with lines of 3 points or less, they are 26-14 in their last 40 against the spread in games lined of 3 points or fewer. But you know what? The Vikings are seemingly just as clutch in these 3-point games as well. The Vikings are 8-3 against the spread in their last 11 with a spread of 3 points or fewer. I guess the Steelers have done it a little more long term, if you know what I mean. Vikings beat the Bengals last week 48-10. They also lost to Atlanta to 22-6, to be fair. You got Carson Wentz in here now for the Vikings. Look, J.J. McCarthy might be the man of the future. He might not be. We still maybe don't know. But I think having Carson Wentz in there is probably a better situation for the Vikings moving forward this season, just because, look, they're still a championship contender. In fact, I think that's what we're going to see here today. The Steelers, I'm not going to ever call the Steelers a fraud, because I think that Rodgers, this is a much better situation for him than what we saw there in New York. I think the Steelers a little bit more stability. I think it's very safe to say, right, as far as what's been going on over the last few years. The Jets haven't really gotten anything going, even in Rodgers' 2 seasons, the injured season, the season after that. But the Steelers, at least, it seems like they at least have that Steelers pattern, wherewithal, what the Steelers do best type of thing, right? Steelers, even in their mediocre seasons recently, it seems like they're still always pretty decent with a steady program under Tomlin and still able to compete a little bit for playoff spots, certainly over the last few years. So I think we'll see, though, here today that the Vikings are still one of the better teams in the league. If anything, maybe there was going to be some growing pains with J.J. McCarthy, although he did show that clutch gene, obviously, in that first game, too, which actually is a great sign. So, hey, we've had the toss here right now here for the game, and we're getting ready for kickoff. So, under O'Connell, the Vikings here, they are right now 10-3 against the spread in their last 15 games against AFC teams. I guess that's not all under O'Connell, but Vikings 14-6 against the spread, their last 22 coming off of a win. And also, so far, NFC North are 4-2 ATS in non-division games coming in. We're getting ready for the national anthem. We got a few minutes left here still. Before we get started here. So go ahead and make your call. I'll run through the picks here real quick while we turn down the national anthem so we don't interrupt here or anything. But let's see what we got from the group here right now with Jesserica likes the Dolphins today to get it done. Says basically she got it down as a lock here. I will say, let me get the schedule out here anyway with some of the matchups today. Make sure we get the right call because we know the Dolphins are playing tomorrow. So they'll be on Monday Night Football. Ironically, tomorrow, Monday Night Football, their games are playing. I believe the games are overlapped tomorrow by 1 hour. So we'll have two games on at once. Kind of gives a little bit of a Sunday afternoon feel there tomorrow night. But the two games are played at 4:15, 7:15 Eastern, and 8:15 Eastern. The Dolphins will go off first, and then an hour later, you'll have the Bengals and the Broncos. Maybe they knew at the beginning of the season they weren't the best matchups, so overlap them a little bit, and that's what we'll do tomorrow with the Dolphins playing tomorrow. But make sure you remember that one, that Jesserica's liking those Dolphins, and we'll be here tomorrow as well to preview those games. All right, let's see here. And Justin says he's looking forward to those WNBA games here today. Jim likes over 41 here. AODs here today as well. Ready to go. And let's see. Robert likes the under in this one. And Andrew says Karen Rogers in there. And Justin says DK to have over 50.5 yards for the Steelers. It's looked good, man. Really nice to have the Steelers performing here a little bit. DK performing a little bit here for sure. Looks like Lyra performing the national anthem. She's got kind of Green Bay colors on there, probably more Ireland, if you know what I mean. Justin says, I'm on his phone. I'm on a phone, nephew. Right there. And let's see here. Good morning to D Money here as well. Sir Mackey stopping by today. Nice to see Sir Mackey there in blue. La-do-dee-da-do-die is here. AOD said he looks at the lady looks like an AI bot. Look, is it my cookies? Do I look at the wrong type of videos? Why do I get so many with that comes up saying, "Hi, I'm an AI girl"? I always get that. Do I need an AI girl? I don't know if I'd be a very good AI boyfriend. I don't know if I might say that I'd probably get dumped by an AI girl. Even I'd probably get dumped. All right. So we're just about set to go. I'm going to be taking the Vikings here in this one to win and cover here. Let's see, T-Bird. Hey, T-Bird is here, and he says, "Is that our regular T-Bird? Is that our new T-Bird? Good to have T-Bird here." Maybe I thought maybe that's our regular T-Bird and a different. Logged into a different account there, or I'm not sure. Maybe we got double T-Birds. Maybe we got the LA T-Birds here. So thanks, T-Bird. And Justin, hey, you can design your own, Justin, right? All right. Cleaning up the flags here a little bit. all done with the national anthem. So enjoy the game here, folks. We'll be telling you what's going on. We'll make some calls out here. Maybe it'll extend the show a little bit even here. Minnesota's won 11 of their last 14 coming in. They're 6-3 against the spread in their last 9 games. Pittsburgh's gone under in 6 of their last 9 coming in. They've actually gone just 2-6 against the spread here right now in their last 8 games. They're actually 2-6 straight up as well. So far coming in, Reach is saying it will go under here in this one. AOD says this is a quarterback matchup from 10 years ago. Action
Final.
Jackson's here today as well. And let's see who else. Andrew here. Hey, have you ever watched Gaelic football? I bet that'd be it's almost like a hardcore rugby there. And what a rugby game last night, overnight in the NRL last night. Anybody check out the action last night with that thrilling final there, that thrilling semifinal game last night in the NRL. Really came down to the wire there. Really spectacular game there last night, but didn't quite go our way. We were there. Hope you enjoyed the coverage last night of UFC from Perth, and that main event didn't last long with Carlos Holberg. I went 8-4 with my picks over at winnable.com. Hopefully you were on with me. I think we did pretty well there on the card. But AOD under in the first half. We're just seconds away. Get them in right now and enjoy the game here with Minnesota and Pittsburgh. A real nice stadium there with the maybe a little thin in the attendance there in the end zones. Not a very thick sound like Justin there talking about the thickness. That was who was fighting last night. And the Steelers will get the ball first. They return it here about 25 yards out to the 35-yard line to get us going. So good luck. I'm on the Vikings here, and I'm also on the under in the game, but Vikings here on the morning steam for my play. Thanks a lot, and enjoy the action here today. All day long, we got basically about 10 hours of football. We got more than that because we'll be here tonight for Packers and Cowboys late night. You know the storyline there tonight, and we'll cover it, but Packers and their defensive star returning to Dallas. So, Aaron Rodgers going down. Bye, Aaron. Sacagawea on the first play of the game. I hope it's not a blowout here today. Hey, all right, let's talk a little college football from last night and recap some of the action. Some great games there yesterday for sure. How about the big game between Oregon and Penn State? It went overtime last night. Oregon led 17-3 with 11 minutes to go in the game. Penn State tied it with 30 seconds left. Game went overtime. And Oregon looked crisp on their touchdown, then got a turnover to end it there. Game was only 3-3 at halftime, ended up 30-24 as Oregon defeated Penn State in overtime, and a big one. And Oregon keeps going, and all of a sudden they have a Heisman Trophy candidate in their quarterback. So Oregon got that big win there in Happy Valley last night. And other games here from overnight action as well. Some other big games. We had Alabama and Georgia. How about Alabama keeping it up against Georgia? They do own that series for sure, and they won again. 24-21. Alabama led 24-14 at halftime. Georgia got the only points in the second half. Alabama won it 24-14 there yesterday. So pretty good win there for Alabama, kind of getting back into the chase. They weren't totally done there yet, but the fact that they did win, they're now 8-1 to win the national title. Certainly one of the top teams there still with the the top group of contenders there. So big win there, and handing Georgia that first loss. Georgia 33-game home winning streak comes to an end. 20-game home winning streak against SEC competition comes to an end. Steelers punt to the Vikings. We're only just 2:11 into this game, and we're punting here right now. The Vikings will take over with Carson Wentz. All right, other top action. How about some of our SEC? I got to go first to the SEC with Ole Miss. Yeah, we had them there. Ole Miss over LSU, 24-17. We did say that the other quarterback would be in there. Chambliss was able to make the lineup. It doesn't matter. Those guys look almost interchangeable at quarterback here for Ole Miss. We saw coach out there taking pictures with his daughter before the game. I think everybody liked that. And Rebels led 17-7 at halftime. Ole Miss outgained LSU by over 225 yards in the game last year. Chambliss was playing at Ferris State, Division II, and now he's leading Ole Miss to a solid season here with a big win over LSU yesterday in the SEC. How about the game of the day in the Probably was the game of the day in the SEC. Might have been, as far as excitement is concerned, as Tennessee beat Mississippi State 41-34 in overtime. Tennessee forced overtime. They scored a touchdown with under 2 minutes left in the game. I said Aguiar is a good quarterback situation there for Tennessee. Basically traded Nico for Aguiar with the Bruins, and he threw for 335 yards and a touchdown. I don't know if Nico would have done that. Mississippi State rushed for couple hundred yards on 57 carries in the game. Still had a big day. Tennessee does have some concerns defensively, but they won the game there 41-34. The Vols get that win there. Texas A&M over Auburn 16-10. Auburn got the money despite just scoring 10 points. They were getting at least 6.5, 7 in most counts here. So Auburn covered, A&M won. Aggies are 4-0 for the first time in 9 years. Auburn had just 177 yards of offense and were 0-12 on third down. A&M outgained it by 245 yards in the game, or just 3 of 14 on third down. Aggies did run the ball there 47 times for 207 yards in that one, and A&M got that win there over Auburn. And we had a little bit of Auburn there in that one here on the morning steam yesterday. I guess we got it done there by the slimmest of margins. So got that win there yesterday. Okay, more action from Saturday. Some great games. There were some big upsets, obviously, as well. Virginia Tech over NC State. I didn't see that one coming. 10.5-point dog there. Illinois over USC, 34-32. The Illini kicked a field goal at the gun for the walk-off. USC had taken a 32-31 lead on a touchdown with under 2 minutes to play. But Altmaier threw for 330 yards for Illinois, kind of outdueled Jordan Mayaba. Mayaba looks good too, 364 yards and 2 touchdowns, but it was USC falling there, 7-point favorites. Illinois won it 34-32. That's concern certainly for USC as far as their prospects going on the road in the Big Ten, and gave up a big chunk of points when really their defense had shown that it hadn't really affected them so far in the Big Ten as much since joining the conference. But that one was a little bit tough. They're losing to Illinois. Hey, Minnesota just dropped the ball, and Pittsburgh's running it back 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5 touchdown was the runner down. It's Ramsey. Jalen Ramsey coming up here with a hamstring. He's still doing the gritty. Pittsburgh is celebrating like they have a touchdown. I think it's a touchdown. It was awkward because it looked like the whistle had kind of blown. I don't have the audio on here just yet, but I definitely felt like that ball had popped out. What we saw here, Mason was losing the handle of the ball as he was being tackled. I think it's a fumble return and a touchdown here right now for the Pittsburgh Steelers. A big opportunistic break. Jalen Ramsey might be out for this game. He was able to do the gritty. Oh, I don't know. Ramsey, he might have been faking it, right? Yeah, he might have been faking the injury here. It feels like a little bit. That's That's the Justin Jefferson move, right? Fake the fake injury. So Ramsey's yucking it up here for sure. That's a touchdown. Come on, no doubt about it. And the Steelers get a big one here to start it off because it was not looking great, right? Steelers a quick punt there, and then the Vikings had a couple of decent plays here, definitely picking up first downs. It seemed like they weren't even stopped on their first few plays, but a very fortunate move here, and the Steelers are on top. I want to get your comments. I want to see what you guys are saying on the chat right now. Forget the recap here right now. I want to see what you guys said about that play. Here we go. I got to scroll back here a little bit too because you guys are going crazy in the chat with the game underway here. It feels like. All right. So here we go. I'm not going to fault here. Okay, Elliot, good morning. Nice to see you. T-Bird, first half Steelers. I think we already saw these a little bit here. Okay, I want to mention here Blue was on the Vikings. And okay, what was that? Dirty Reg is on the Steelers here. Okay, they got that lead. Look, oh no, are they saying? What are they doing? They're saying, oh, or was he out of bounds? Oh no, out of bounds! What a break! Are you kidding me? You guys, did they review it correctly in your mind? Was Mason out of bounds there? Wow, I missed that part here. Amazing. What a break back for Minnesota here right now. I can't believe it. That looked like a totally legit play. Was Mason's whole calf there laying out of bounds at this point? I mean, the score's been taken off. We're about to line up here again. Oh, my goodness. Okay, what a break there for the Vikings, because I thought for sure. How was Mason's leg running out of bounds? He was airborne when that ball was knocked out, wasn't he? But they showed it right there, plain as day. I got to skip ahead here and see what you guys have to say about it. I kind of missed the replay. I thought for sure the way I saw it. Elliot says, glad, of course he is, with the ECU, glad they got beat there. I can't believe that, you guys. Blue says the punt already. LSU is what busted it up for Reg there. Shambliss looked good for never playing in front of a big crowd right now. Here come the Vikings with Jefferson all the way down to the 16. Jordan Mason going to eat, AOD said. That was before the fumble, and he might, especially not with that thing taken away. I want to see it again, you guys. You guys have to tell me that it wasn't imagining right everywhere. We're obviously moving on here. Vikings first half and full game. And if LSU's getting beat, that's no good. Okay, let's see here. Man, I'm off to a flying start with there. Okay, Justin says you guys are all going crazy, TD Steelers, and we had to take it down. All right, Dirty Red said that was out. And it was a fake injury dance. Vikings ball, said Nasty Nate after it was called back there, right? And let's see, no TD. Good call, refs, said Reg. I'm ready for I'd love a burger right now, actually. And Robert says, great call by the officials. Okay. And he touched the ball while out of bounds. That killed the play. Justin Jefferson down to the 7-yard line. I don't think he got the first down. They blowing the whistle here, short of the first down right now. But man, Minnesota's going to capitalize here on this. It looks like a flag. Flag is down. It's on the Vikings. They're going to be ended up settling for a field goal here, probably. Will Justin Jefferson have this big game? Addison back in the lineup for Minnesota. Villa has scored over here in the final minutes of injury time in the first half. Okay, I'm all caught up with you guys right now, so maybe we can review a little bit. We got to get started with the show, though, now with this game going on, huh? How about Georgia Tech over Wake Forest, 30-29? Wake led 17-3 at halftime. They forced overtime. Tech did, kicking a 33-yard field goal with 2 seconds left. Tech scored a touchdown overtime. Wake came back and scored, went for 2. They didn't get it. Game over. Georgia Tech won. And Tech's 2 wins are by a total of 4 points so far. Cincinnati beat Kansas in a wild one, 37-34. The Bearcats drove 75 yards, scored on a 2-yard TD with 30 seconds left. There were 1,200 yards of offense in the game that I went under. Cincinnati had 4 touchdowns called back because of penalties. They did cash in a couple, but still, that was a little bit awkward. And everybody's going to be talking here about Memphis right now. They've won 9 in a row. They're 5-0. They got the longest win streak in the nation. They led 17-16 at halftime and won the game 55-26 at 291 yards rushing. And here's a sack by the Steelers to bring up 4th down and a field goal time here for the Vikings as Queen gets the sack. There, remember, we need Queen next week. We need Queen to be playing in England. Vanderbilt thumped Utah State 55-35. I guess she is still the Queen of England, but not the UK. But anyway, Vanderbilt with a 20-point win under Diego Pavia. He's a Heisman candidate. The Commodores are 5-0 for the first time in 17 years. This field goal is good, 3-0. Vikings, and that took 8.5 minutes off the clock here. So far we know the Steelers had a possession. Now what? Oh no! Oh man, a Vikings injury here. We're gonna have to go to commercial probably, but everybody's looking pretty upset here right now, and this will stop the action. Here, Minnesota beat Rutgers 31-28. Scarlet Knights led 14-0 early, 21-14 at halftime, but the Gophers drove 72 yards and scored the winning touchdown with 3:19 left in the game. Minnesota won despite just averaging under 2 yards per carry, 18 carries, 35 yards, and my favorite game of the day. Listen to this one, guys. San Diego State, my Aztecs, with a 6-3 win over Northern Illinois. Northern Illinois went down and kicked a field goal on their first possession of the game for a 3-0 lead. The Aztecs came right back and kicked a field goal on their second possession of the game. It was 3-3 midway through the first quarter, late in the first quarter. No one scored again until the last play of the game when the Aztecs kicked a 25-yard field goal for a 6-3 victory in that one. San Diego State looks like a pretty good defense for the level. They allowed just 179 yards and gained just 266 yards himself, but San Diego State got their second straight win there in that one. So some other big upsets yesterday included Hawaii knocking off Air Force 44-35. It was Cal over Boston College 28-24. And also, I think those are probably the big ones. So, all right, let's get rolling here. Let's talk NFL football today while we're watching NFL football. I think that's what we need to do. Jimbo's here. Jimmy's here. Everybody's ready to go. Let's go with the action today in the NFL. Let's get started with our 1 p.m. starts here, and let's start it with the big one here. One of the big ones, and we got some good games today, huh? 2 3-0 teams going to do battle here with the Eagles taking on the Buccaneers here, and the Eagles are favored on the road. Why shouldn't they be? Hey, they're the champs. They look good, but you know what? Buccaneers aren't too bad, right? We know they're always winning division titles. They're always going to make the playoffs, it seems like. They're the most overlooked team in the NFL. Maybe because they haven't had that postseason success. It's easy to not consider them one of the elite teams, but certainly they're, in that division. It seems like they take care of business pretty much every year. And they're a dog here to the Eagles today. Okay. They probably should be. The Eagles are looking so good. They had that crazy win last week over the Rams and covered the spread, right? I lost that one 33-26, but they beat Dallas 24-20. They beat the Chiefs 20-17. That's not an easy schedule, even if you are beating the Dallas Cowboys. But Philly not only blocked that field goal, they blocked another field goal last week. And last two games, though, the Eagles, the offense hasn't been great, actually, just for 500 yards, 500 total yards of offense so far. In the last two games for the Eagles. Eagles are 5-2 against the spread. Their last 7 as a road favorite, and 23-16 against the spread. Last 41 games coming in off of a win. Tampa Bay 3-0. They're the first team in 55 years to start the season 3-0 by scoring a touchdown in the last minute of the game, scoring the winning touchdown in the last minute of the game. First team ever in 55 years to do that. Could they do it again today? They might against the Eagles, because it surely seems like it's going to be a heck of a game here. Tampa Bay just 3-6 against the spread. Their last 9 games as an underdog. They're also 4-7 against the spread. Last 11 coming in off of a win. These guys are semi-occasional opponents, certainly as NFC East foes. Tampa Bay's won 6 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams. So I like the Bucks here to hang in this one. They might even win this game. I mean, it's been a great start for the Eagles. I think the Buccaneers are easily being overlooked here right now as, 3-0 start. I don't know if we're overlooking them, and they're never going to be as good as their record, because maybe they do pick on their division a little bit sometimes. But Eagles have lost 4 of their last 5 final trips here into Tampa Bay. 3 of the last 4 meetings have gone under. I'm going to go with Tampa Bay in this one, plus 3.5. Let's go to the chat and see what you have between these two today. And it's going to be, let's see here. Justin's got some Blue Jays today, plus, minus a run and a half. We're going to go over 6 games in the major leagues today. The Steelers, a quick hitter here to Metcalf. DK's got it into Minnesota territory. Blue likes the Eagles. Take off the half point. Justin likes the Eagles. NYC Bar is going with the Eagles. A lot of Eagles support here. Justin going under in that game. Doge says take the Bucks, however. And Justin's got Saquon to go over in his prop today, and maybe Baker to throw an INT, says a Yod in this one. And Blue likes Barkley to get a big run today for a prop. Elliot likes the Eagles as well. And hello to Tariq. He says Eagles to win, Bucks to cover. That could happen. That sounds like a great, exciting game here tonight. Robert likes the over. Irish Kings on the Bucks. Lando's on the under, and I'll take the Bucks. I like the Bucks. I think they can win. I'm taking a sprinkle on the money line for sure in this one, but it could be a tight game and come down to the finish. Should be a good game in that one. All right, Saints take it on the Bills. This one should not be a great game, but hey, you know what? You could look past maybe the Saints, right? If you're the Bills here, it's been kind of some excitement here so far, and now you got to just kind of go through the motions a little bit, I guess, if you want to put it that way, with New Orleans coming in here, 0-3, not looking good at all. So they're 0-3. The Bills are 3-0. The Saints have lost their first 3 games, 20-13, 26-21, and 44-13. So hey, they kind of stayed within this number in a couple of games, but they weren't playing the Buffalo Bills. Saints have been outscored in the first half, 71-23. That's the problem. That's where they've got to calm it down a little bit here. Look at DK with a reception down here to the 16-yard line, working on the back shoulder of his man. Really good catch right there, DK. And Aaron Rodgers are having some chemistry here early in this game, even early in the season a little bit. Feels good with DK. Look, we weren't writing off DK, were we, heading into the season or in his career here lately, just because we hadn't been making, huge numbers, but hey, you know what? Maybe they were hampered a little bit when you get a lot of Rodgers here with his man. Now, you had pretty okay quarterback before, delivering to him. Here's more DK action. DK's down to the 8-yard line right now and still fighting for yardage. They keep going to him. Why not? For the Saints here, they 18-9 against the spread as a road underdog since the last 7 years. I know that doesn't seem like much, but still about 4 times a year.
Final.
I think it'd be more, but you know what? They had some times in there in the division where they were favored on the road in several games. A few years ago, anyway. We know that Rattler's never won as an NFL quarterback. He's 0-9 right now. So, you know what? I think the thing about Rattler is he can go out there with, I don't want to say confidence, but kind of like, what do I have to lose? I've never won an NFL game. I'll just keep throwing. What's the worst I could do is lose my job. I'm not, doing anything to earn it anyways. I kind of like the way, how can I put it? The way Rattler looks out there. Maybe he just doesn't have his game well down inside the 5. The Steelers are ready to go in here right now, and the Vikings are on their heels. Saints are 7-14 against the spread. Their last 21 coming in off of a loss. They're also 5-10 against the spread. Last 15 against the AFC. For the Bills here, they won their first 3 games. Not only that, they scored over 100 points so far this season in those 3 games, and defense held the opponents to about 210 yards in the last 2 games. Bills here are on a run. Here's a touchdown by Gainwell, and the Steelers had the lead. They made it look real easy after that first drive. They clean it up here right now and go right down the field on the Vikings. No chance to stop them. Steelers were clicking on that drive 55 seconds ago here in the first half, and the Steelers are going to win the first half here. First quarter here, it looks like. Buffalo 10-6 in their last 16 games coming in off of a win. New Orleans long-term has dominated this series. It is an interleague series, so their 6 straight wins and covers have come kind of over a long span of over 15 years, I believe, for that. But still, Saints have always had them. They've won the last 3 visits, actually, to Buffalo by 37, by 18, and by 20 points. But I don't think it's going to happen that way. In fact, I'm going to go under here in this one with the Saints and the Bills, under 48 here. You can get my top plays today over at winnable.com/Ramon. I got a nice package of plays up there for today's action, 6 plays over at winnable.com. So, yeah, you get signed up, head on over there, or you can win my package of plays here. Just make sure you comment in the chat, and we'll have a drawing at the end of the show awarding someone a free subscription to my picks, like it or not. You don't have to subscribe. You don't have to, but if you want, you'll win the package, and you can just look at it, see how I do, see how I deliver these plays here with the winnable.com/Ramon. Use the promo code STEAM if you'd like to get signed up and save 20%. Basically comes out to about 50 cents a day. If you like the morning steam and maybe you're willing to say, hey, that show's worth 50 cents to me to hear Ramon talk for 90 minutes every day, pay-per-view. And not only that, I'll throw in some content by sending you some plays every day over at winnable.com/Ramon. All right, the first touchdown is in. Let's hear from you guys of the Saints and the Bills here. Hopefully I'm not going too slow here, it feels like. Eagles on the spread, or Bucks will win or not cover, I think 9 Legacy says. Irish King likes Atlanta today. Saints team total under for AOD. Bills team total under for Blue. Let's see here. Hope I don't miss anybody today. Buffalo by 2 or 3 touchdowns to rock today. Cook to keep it going. Buffalo -10 for NYC Bar. Tariq likes the Bills on a teaser today. And Justin says DK's looking so good there, he might get it there in the first quarter. Bills to win and a Cook TD. Cook for Irish King. Everybody's rolling with Cook. Robert likes the over in this one. I'm just worried about the Saints being able to contribute. Maybe the Bills have such a big lead, Robert, that the Saints can get some done. Look, I've been touting this offense, not the offense necessarily, but I love these receivers on the Saints, and I think they're set today here to have a pretty okay matchup against the Bills. It's definitely one of the Bills' weaknesses is really the overall pass defense. That's for sure. So Vikings have the ball at the 29-yard line or maybe the 30, where they'll start off here on their second possession. All right, Justin says he's got Cook in there and a parlay with the Patriots money line. Let's go to it. The Patriots here. Let's go to the next one. The Patriots taking on the Panthers, and the Patriots are favored by 5.5 over the Panthers. What year is this? Patriots aren't going to cover against anybody, are they? Come on. Okay, I know the Panthers are bad, but what are the Patriots really to be laying 5.5 points to any team in this league? Here comes Mason. Oh, he's tripped up from behind. He could have broke some yardage there, but tripped up, gain of 2. Patriots were held to just 13 and 14 points in their losses, but they did beat Miami 33-27 in a game that they were expected to have a little bit better fortunes in. Last week, the Patriots outgained the Steelers 369-203, but lost the game 21-14 with big-time red zone problems. Last 2 years, Patriots is a home favorite, 0-4 ATS. So can they really do it today and win and cover here against the Panthers? With the Panthers, they're not going to have a horrible, well, maybe I won't say horrible lineup out there, but Chuba Hubbard, I think he's going to be in there. There's Addison, he's on the board here, but with Chuba Hubbard in there for sure, he's expected to play here. I think that's a great sign for Carolina because that's going to free it up. Hunter Renfrow looking good, but the key here is Teteroa McMillan. This guy is a star. If you don't know already, Teteroa McMillan, I mean, he, to me, is a big star already. Not big star, but I mean, out of the rookies, right? I think this guy's having a big impact that's kind of almost been overlooked. He actually didn't meet his expectations, I don't think, in 2 of the 3 games, but expectations have been so high for McMillan. And Bryce still has to get the ball to him, and Bryce can have some problems, but man, McMillan is something special, I think. It's going to be a star in this league. Hopefully that he can find the match here a little bit with Bryce Young. Now, for the Patriots, they can run the ball all day against this Panther run defense. It feels like with Henderson, with Stevenson here right now. I expect the Patriots to have a pretty good run game today and maybe set it up for May. But you know what? The Panthers are decent. They're okay, even as bad as they are here on top receivers like Diggs. So I have to take the dog here in this one for sure at 5.5. I don't see it coming down that the Patriots can win any game by a touchdown, you guys, coming in. But we could try to sell you on it a little bit here. Patriots, let's see, 10-16, last 26 ATS when coming in off of a loss. Carolina, not great as a road underdog, like we said. So I've got to take the Panthers here, though. Let's see what you guys have in the chat with. All right. Blue says this game's going to go over. These teams are moving the ball. Although, aren't we seeing kind of a thing in the NFL right now that first half overs, second half unders? Is that kind of the way it's been looking here right now? Panthers money line for NYC Bar. He says, watch out. They can go in there and do it today. Blue's going to lay the points. Justin's going to lay the points. Cash Kane going to lay the points. And let's see, 9 Legacy. I think he's saying Drake May is the real deal. And let's see here. Any others? Chuba, anytime touchdown there for Robert. And a good morning to Terrell in the chat. Justin says no one should bet the Panthers here, especially after the 30-0 win last week. Hey, at least I had the Panthers last week there. Maybe they'll get beat 30-0, right? Turn around, go on the road, take on a Patriots team that maybe they are on the improve, but I don't know. I'm going to Tariq's on the over there in that one. Is that I don't know if that's the Panthers game because I don't know if I like the over. Elliot likes the Patriots here. All right. Vikings moving the ball nicely here with more Jefferson action. Man, getting a lot of targets there to him today. All right, we're going to keep moving here right now on the morning steam. We got to keep it moving here on the morning steam, and let's go to the Commanders and the Falcons here in this one. No Jaden Daniels, of course, for the Commanders today, but they'll be maybe able to manage with Marcus Mariota. Looked pretty good there last week. I think he exceeded my expectations. I thought it'd be a big downgrade, but the old veteran, man, he still can run. I think that's the key for Mariota. He still got the wheels, and that helped out big time. But the Falcons here, the line has totally shifted in their favor this week because of that Daniels not being able to return. The momentum's come on a little bit from the public maybe here. The Falcons have ended up a 2.5-point home favorite here over the Commanders. Maybe the Falcons are starting to find a little something here with Penix right now. And not only that, with having a great counter with Robinson, just feels like a kind of a good situation here for the Falcons a little bit. The thing about the Falcons and why they might, I don't know if it's like, say, a big, I don't say secret or what. I mean, they are favored after all, but they're 1-2, but they've won the stats in all 3 games by 100 yards, basically 100 yards or more, 98, 128, 108. They've won the yardage battle in all 3 of their games, and the defense has been solid too. They've held the opponents to 260, 198, and 224 yards. So, throw out the record with the Falcons. It feels like right now these are good numbers at least. Now Atlanta 1-3 is a home underdog, but now they're favored. So, oh man, here goes Carson Wentz going to get sacked here right now. The Steelers are feeling it on fire here. 4th down. Oh man, the Steelers are fired up here. All right, last 2 games of the Falcons, just big red zone problems. They have 1 touchdown on 20 drives. So they're getting the yards, they're getting in the red zone. Then comes Romo or whoever was in the wrong way coup, and they're not even converting sometimes on some of these points. Now, Commanders have won and covered the last 4 series games between these 2 teams. Commanders won here 24-16 and 34-30 in their last 2 visits here into Atlanta. So been a pretty good run here for the Commanders, but they have to do it here with Mariota here. Mariota, remember, he was Atlanta's quarterback just 3 years ago for basically the whole season there. Went 5-8 with Atlanta. Washington lost their only road game 27-18 at Green Bay. They've won and covered, the home teams won and covered all 3 games so far here. So, all right, Commanders and the Falcons. I'm going to go under in this one. It's already down. It's down to 44. Let me see. Yep, mostly 44. You know what? It might be. I'm seeing some 43s out there. I'll put 43, but I think you can get a little bit higher if you like the under here. But let's see what you have in the chat here in this one. And we've got 2 cans here. He likes the Patriots back in that one. Justin's going to go with Atlanta. NYC Bar does like that over, actually. Elliot likes the Falcons here. Blake says Falcons in this one. Tariq says he'll tease the Commanders. And Terry McLaurin is out of this game. Falcons money line here for cash game. That also, Terrell, you're right. That might have also pushed that spread because I think we knew that Daniels was going to be pretty questionable for this game. So maybe we got a little bit of steam here right now in a Major League Baseball game. Minnesota and Philly steam to the over here in this one. Looks like 8 here, maybe even go up to 8.5 under, but right now it looks like 8, maybe 8 flat, 8 over here with Minnesota and Philly here playing the last game of the season. We'll preview a few baseball games here in just a moment. Okay, 2nd half under for Blue. I think you might be talking about this game. And 9 Legacy likes the Commanders. Hey, next up, the Browns are taking on the Lions here in this one. And you got the Browns, 10-point underdogs. Look, the Browns defense, I think, are for real. certainly, they don't have the offense to back it. They just need some kind of offense, it feels like here right now. But the defense, seems legitimate for sure right now. And it's just too bad they don't have anything to go with it there on offense, because the Browns, we know it's always one thing or the other when it comes to the Cleveland Browns. And too bad they can't take advantage of this, because this looks like a real deal situation right now with this defense. And unfortunately, sometimes the offense kind of puts the defense in a little bit of a bad situation. So far, the Browns have scored just 40. Well, let me look at it here. 46 points in their 3 games so far, and they have those 4. They're -4 in the turnovers. That's kind of been what's hurting them here. Cleveland just 8-16 against the spread. Their last 24 is a road underdog, 6-14 against the spread. Last 21, DK 40, 45, 50. Look how DK 45, 40 might go. 30, 20, 15, 10, 5, and he is in for the touchdown. DK Metcalf going long here on look like a slant there by the time I looked up, and Metcalf has a touchdown for the Steelers. Big play by DK. Man, he's fitting in perfectly with Rodgers. He hauled it in right there. And this is a 68-yard touchdown here, I believe, for DK Metcalf. How many has he got? 4 or 5 receptions already in this game? Rodgers celebrating, watching DK motor down the field, and the Steelers have stunned him here in a 14-3 lead so far for the Steel. Wow, here in Dublin. They'll love the Steelers here. Okay, let's keep it going here with the Browns and the Lions. Last 5 years, Cleveland 15-9 in non-conference games. The Lions come in having scored 52 and 38 points in their last 2 games, 90 points, but they haven't been great on defense, I don't think, right? They've given up so far 78 points on defense. But the Lions, look, you can go over all these numbers, and they all say Lions cover the spread every time, right? 15-8 in their last 23 at home against the spread, 14-7 against AFC teams, 23-11 against the spread coming in off of a win. The Lions cover everything, it seems like. But in a game like this with Flacco, I'm not saying that the 10 points. Yeah, I am saying it's too much. I'm going to take the Browns, but the passing game may work for Cleveland today, actually, with Judy, with Tillman in there. I mean, I think that's key. Tillman, hopefully he can have a better game than the last game here, but I think against the Lions you can have a better game. I think the offense here could prove good for Cleveland. I don't know if it's going to go over necessarily because of Cleveland's defense, and Detroit, obviously, they had a big-time defensive game there against the Ravens, so you have to respect what they did. The Lions will have trouble running the ball against Cleveland, so that may neutralize things for their offense a little bit if they can't get Montgomery, Gibbs going in the game. So I'm taking the 10 points. I'm pretty sure that I think the Browns with Flacco, I think they can possess the ball here a little bit. I certainly would have some concerns with the running game with Judkins, but he looked good last game with 94 yards and a touchdown on 18 carries. So maybe Judkins can be a little bit of an answer right now, but I'm taking Cleveland. Let's hear from you in the chat. All right, I'm going down here with Blue. Says he'll take the Lions. Elliott's on the Lions here as well. NYC Bar likes the Lions. He'll go -6.5 at minus 200 here, I think, at this point. Let's see here. Justin got his DK early because DK went off. Here, Lions, Gibbs, and Cook in a parlay. Browns team total over here. It says that the defense will help them set them up for those possessions. Look at that route by DK and a great pass from Rodgers. That's championship caliber, whether or not the Steelers are good or not. That was a great play. Lions on the spread here. Browns for Bobby Mack. And And that's, hey, Jersey's here today. He said, the Vikings, you said, they look like trash. Those purple uniforms are no good here all of a sudden. Can the Vikings manage? Can they settle in here? Because the Steelers are looking like, hey, if the Steelers go to 3-1, then we're going to have another topic going, right? All right, Jermaine likes the Lions here on an easy casher. And Blue says the visiting teams are 19-4 in international games. Aren't they both visiting teams? We know that one team is designated kind of officially. The team that loses their home game is the home team. All right, Robert says it's 3-1 over here now. As Villa has just scored, I turn to see a celebration. All right, Browns defense should keep them in it. Let's keep it moving here right now with the NFL here on a Sunday. And, well, we got to go back to the also Rans here with the Titans and the Texans. In fact, this is the worst game of the day. Both teams coming in 0-3 here right now. The Texans are favored by 7 points, like they're 2-1. So I don't know about that. Come on. We're really going to see the Titans so bad that the Texans are favored by a touchdown on these guys. Says 7.5 there, but I better update it. I think it's pretty much 7 everywhere you look. Total's actually gone down here to 39, and I think I'm going to go with the under in this game. Look, Titans have had their big share of problems, and the Texans, as much as I want to sit here and always champion C.J. Stroud, it's not really working out right now, or it's not. It's not. I think Houston's having a hard time kind of getting set, with their defense, setting up their offense, kind of like what Stroud needs. But anyway, let's just go into it and take a look at this matchup and see what you think in this one. For the Texans here, they come in having lost their first 3 games by just 5 points, 1 point, and 7 points. They have only 3 touchdowns so far on 30 drives. Now, Houston having trouble converting on third down. They're just 8 of 33 so far this season. The Texans are 6-15 in their last 21 as a home favorite against the spread. Texans also just 2-7 against the spread in division here at home, and you expect them to lay 7 points in a division game. Texans have won 5 of the last 7, but Tennessee's won 5 of their last 6 visits into Houston. 5 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams have gone under for the Titans here. They're 0-3 straight up and against the spread. They lost by 8. They lost by 14. They lost by 21. Cam Ward, I think we just got the word in that Cam Ward is okay and ready to go here in today's game. Let me see if I got it here. Seeing all the all the updates here. Yeah, he is probable here today. We're getting all the injuries here are pretty much coming in right now. We'll try to update those as we go along here right now. Ward looking for his first win, obviously. Callahan, hasn't been very good at all, and he said, you know what, I'm done. I'm not going to call the plays anymore. Let's bring in the quarterback coach to call in. Titans so far have been outgained by 184, 187, and 83 yards in their games so far this season. The Titans are 3-11 against the spread their last 14 games as an underdog, and the Titans are 1-5 against the spread in their last 6 division road games. So that's a little bit of a negative here, but I'm going to go under in this one at 39 with the Titans and the Texans. Let's see how you have it in the chat. And let's see here. Elliot says the unders dropped to 38. Is that in the Texans game? That's not in this game that we're watching, right? Because we're having a lot of scoring here, it feels like right now, although we've gone well into the second quarter here with 9:27 to go, and Steelers leading 14-3. And Jefferson with the completion here, but it's going to bring up a third and a long one. NYC Bar likes the Texans on the money line, maybe lean to the under. Blake likes the Texans and under. Tariq says Houston, lay those points. Or no, maybe he's saying Houston minus 7.5. No way. I think that might be what he's saying. Titans aren't getting anything done against the number here of late. They've been totally dismal right now. And man, did they fall off the map? It felt like, huh? Tennessee now 1-8 against the spread. Their last 9 games overall, 9 straight losses. That's close to a first down. Let's see if they get it. Hey, we got some electronic. Hey, lady, you're going to mark them short. Oh, she's walking in here. Houston's gone under in 7 of their last 10 games at home, but Tennessee's gone over in 5 of their last 7. I'm on the under there. What do we got? Did Mason get shaken up here? Callahan might get fired, says Blake. He's our Tennessee correspondent. 9 legacy, CJ over in his yards there. We're gonna get a ball. We're gonna get a electronic. We're gonna get one. We're gonna get a virtual measurement. I think, you guys, it's so exciting. Robert says, "Type boop. Here it comes. They're short by a foot. Who determines that, right? Who lets it know? Is the chip in the ball letting them know? All right, Elliot says, yeah, that total's dropping in the Texans game to 38. Wow. All right, shop around. I see. Let me know what book you're at. I'm showing 39 here at Circa right now. Trey Berry's here today. He says Texans cover. Game goes under. Long day for Cam. Oh, boy. Poor Cam. Nick Chubb. ATD for Justin. And, they get the first down with Mason. All right. If the Texans were 3-0, would it be? Yeah, but Terrell, they're not. Come on. Can't play it like that. All right. And let's see. Jerry says Ramon's got 33. Half got over. I don't know what that says, but okay. I'm going to go under here in this one. Let's look at my Chargers next. The Chargers are 3-0, and they're taking on the Giants. And how about the Chargers here? If they win, they'll be 4-0 for the first time in 23 years. It was 2002 last time the Chargers were 4-0, and they're favored in this game by 6.5. And Jackson Dart is the starter for the Giants. That's the big story here, obviously, coming into this one. How will Dart do? You got Jameis Winston right on the bench. You know that, right? So what are you trying to accomplish here if you're the Giants? It sounds to me like they've already packed it in. I mean, is Jackson – now, if Jackson Dart comes in and be next to a great rookie quarterback, maybe he is. But if he is, why didn't you know that going into the season? And if it isn't, why isn't Jameis Winston in there to try to salvage your season? And, it's week 4. I mean, there's no reason to pack it in, even if you are 0-3. Yes, 0-3 teams don't make the playoffs. We know that. But what are you really going to accomplish here by playing Jackson Dart for 14 weeks rather than 9 or 10 weeks if Jameis can't turn it around? So I'm going to question it, really. Not only the Giants, Neighbors has an injury designation. Now, he is probable now. So is Darius Slayton today. But they were on the injured list here this week. Chargers, meanwhile, are looking pretty terrific here. Here's an interception by the Steelers at the 35-yard line. Look out. He gets back up. Not going to get anything. In fact, lost yardage. Doesn't matter. It's a pick. Carson Wentz, he threw it right to him. He had a receiver open, threw it right to Elliott. It's an interception for the Steelers. Wow, Steel. Looking good. They're doing an Irish jig. They had to work on that celebration. The defense are doing an Irish jig out there. Wow, what a great celebration. Oh, man, there it is. Oh, I can't believe they didn't have other guys doing it. The guy who had the interception was able to do the Irish jig perfectly. Oh, man, the Steelers going to win now when you see that. All right, Chargers here. I got the Chargers here. Let me cover a little bit of the details with the Chargers. I think the Chargers go in there on fire right now. I know I'm almost scared the way people are starting to rate the Chargers up there with the top teams in the AFC. Maybe they are up there, especially after the Ravens kind of laid an egg right now. The Chiefs are 1-2. The Chargers have beaten them already. Chargers 3-0 in the division. That's as good as 6-0 really here. And if they can get another win, these are the games you want to win, the ones you're favored in too. So Chargers, hopefully they get it done. I'm pulling for them here. I'm betting them today. I'm taking the Chargers here, -6.5 on the road, taking on the Giants today. We'll see how it works out with putting in Dart at quarterback for his first start. Giants are 9-6 ATS against AFC teams, with the Chargers come in here 10-3 against the spread. Last 13 as a road favorite. 12-9, last 21 against NFC teams. Harbaugh, under Harbaugh, 8-3 against the spread. Coming in off a win are the Chargers here. So far, the Chargers have cashed in on 46% of their third down conversions coming in. So I'm going to take the Chargers here in this one. Let's go to the chat. You guys are on fire today, and I can't even get it going. All right. Jared, was I 3-3? I think you're saying I was 3-3 there yesterday. Yeah. I couldn't get it done in college football. Man, I really like the card too. NYC Bar likes the Chargers here. Take it down to 3 points, I guess. Yeah. And Andrew G, just wait a little bit, right? Maybe even Russ, right? I mean, Russ was bad. Coming off a 450-yard game, and then you have a bad game. How long should you wait, right? Blue likes the Chargers here. Blake says Chargers with Keenan for a touchdown. And let's see here. Okay, anybody on this Chargers game? Chargers on the spread. Jackson Dart under in his passing yards. Chargers and Giants team total under. Chargers and Giants team total under, I think that says there. Maybe I'm making it say that. Herbert under in his passing yards, but Chargers money line and the under here. All right, keep it going right now with a few more games here. In the NFL, let's go to the 1 o'clock games where you have Jacksonville coming in here taking on the 49ers. Look, Jacksonville, I want to say it's no joke. I mean, yeah, they're an underdog here. Purdy's coming back. I guess I think we saw the San Francisco injury report here with the Pearsall and I was on a show last night, and someone told me Ricky Pearsall had been cleared. My injury report says Pearsall out, Jawan Jennings out. So Demarcus Robinson is in. He served his suspension. We know that Purdy is in here at quarterback today. So I don't know. I probably would have just you can't lose your. When they have the old saying, you can't lose your job to an injury, I think this is kind of what they mean with Purdy and Jones. But are they really missing anything with Jones? Yes, Purdy's got that great win percentage. Mac Jones does not. So you got to go with Purdy back in there. But why rush it? If you had a toe injury, don't get hurt. You got Mac Jones in here. So I'm kind of worried that the Niners aren't really going about it just right here. But I like the Jaguars today. Apparently this offense is new and improved. Yes, maybe ATN, they want to kind of get him out of that lineup because, look, Jacksonville's got a great running back here, it looks like, ready to kind of bust out here a little bit and tooting. And he does look good, but you still have ATN. He still looks explosive to me always. His problem sometimes is hanging on to the ball. Lack of focus, lack of concentration, lack of effort, and here comes more Steeler offense here right now, running the ball again. Man, there's some good running here by Gainwell so far. Tricky with that number 14 of Gainwell. Kind of got a receiver number there. DK, 4 receptions, 122 yards so far. So, all right, here for Jacksonville. Look, the Niners are 3-0. They've won the first 3 games by 1 point, by 4 points, by 5 points. So pretty close here. But Jaguars come in 2-1. They won and covered both their games at home so far. And, this was supposed to be the difference here as Gainwell picks up the first down on 3rd and 1, 3:40 to go here in the first half, and a 14-3 lead. Jaguars are 7-4 against the spread against NFC competition. They did give up 300 passing yards to the Bengals, but I don't know if the Niners, if this injury situation is going to be, I guess a lot of McCaffrey here today. So, look, Jaguars are supposed to have an improved offensive situation. I think they do, even if so far, like I said, we got some pushing and shoving here a little bit. Some guys a little upset. Okay, so I don't know. For me, I like Jacksonville here to come in and cover this game, probably with that hook on there, but do want to see more of Tootin. It is a penalty on Minnesota. Costly penalty there. Not good. Not good. Brian Thomas is looking pretty good here so far. Jacksonville, De'Ami Brown looks like he is still questionable here in this one. Let's see if we got the Jacksonville injuries up here. Don't want to waste you guys' time here, but don't know if I have them all in right now. Brown is still questionable. Okay, so I'm still going to take Jacksonville here in this one, plus 3.5 against the Niners today, and we'll see if Liam Cohen is turning this program around a little bit here. Does feel like that maybe Trevor Lawrence has looked a little bit comfortable. They can run the ball. The Niners are not stopping the run very well so far this season. So, okay, here comes some of the plays from you guys. I think here. And Jermaine with a great stat here says Giants always going under early in the season. NYC Bar likes the Niners, laying the points here. And Justin likes the Niners here, minus the points. Let's see here. Elliott says Niners, the third best defense in the NFL. Is that statistically? Because I don't rate them very strong against the run. I think they've got a bottom 5 run defense so far from what I've seen. Now, I do my ratings manually each week, so and I really I look at the stats, but I mostly use the eye test, so that might be on me a little bit. 49ers on the spread here. But I think the Jaguars can run the ball for sure. And look, for me, this passing game is going to be in trouble today without Jennings and Pearsall, right? Who are you going to go to? You're going to have Kendrick Bourne, you're going to have Demarcus Robinson, and you're going to have MVS, I think, is the receivers today. Okay, I think that might be it here from you guys. Let's see. Maybe a field goal game here. Rodgers is in trouble, but he gets away. Look at Rodgers. He's looking like a spry guy. First down, but it's fumbled and bounces right up to the Steeler lineman who crashes in and even gets more yards here. Rodgers, we'll see when that fumble happened. He might actually be down. When the fumble was weird, he kind of hit the ground and then it bounced up. So I'd look at a replay here and see if the ball was down, right? When you're down, the ball pops up. That means it's down. We'll see. How did he fumble it? He got away from it. He's had good practice at that over the last couple of years, right? Oh, no, it was stripped out of there before. It was stripped from behind, so a lucky break there, actually. Great play there by Greenlaw, but we got the 2-minute warning. Roberts on Jaguars first half. And Magnifico, hello, Magnifico. Nice to see you here in the chat today. All right. Yeah, Blake, I think I've got Pearsall out here. I'm looking at the injury report here right now, and I'm seeing it out according to the beat writers here. All right, keep it going here right now. Let's go next up. Colts and Rams here in afternoon action. late afternoon action, the Colts are on the road taking on the Rams here, and the Rams are favored by 3.5. Total 49.5 here in this one. I don't know. I guess it's going to be a big-time offensive game here between these two teams, but ultimately the Colts are playing pretty good defense as well as offense. Great game here, and great game, 3-0 for the Colts right now. They've averaging so far, they got 102 points so far in their 3 games and look terrific. They've still only punted once this season. They've scored on 20 of 25 drives, so no wonder. But you know what? Going out west, out of the domey confines a little bit. Yeah, the Ram. This is kind of a dome here too, but just on the road a little bit. I think that's kind of the factor here for Indiana Jones and company. Colts are just 5-10 against the spread against AFC teams in the last 15, but this feels a little different. Steichen, we talked him up last year. Everyone talked him up, right? That looks like he can be a good coach. It's just that, does he have a team? Does he have the right team? This may be the right team. This may be the right situation for Steichen. Indy's outgained their first 3 opponents so far by 200 yards, by 150 yards, and by 80 yards. So they've been terrific. But you're going up against a Rams team that definitely has a pretty good defense. Not only a steady, good-looking offense, but it's really the defense that kind of powers the Rams a little bit. The Rams had 2 blocked field goals in that game. They should be 3-0. They really should. But, hey, you got to finish it out. So LA has held their 3 opponents to an average this season of 270 yards in those 3 games. Rams are 8-13 against the spread. Their last 21 is a home favorite, but they are 8-3 against the spread against AFC teams. And the Rams here favored by, is it 3.5 or is it 3? It's 3.5 all over. It opened mostly higher here, but I think Colts have attracted so much attention here so far that that line has kind of been moving here a little bit down. And see what you guys have here in this one with the Colts and the Rams here today. Let's go to the chat here a little bit and see what you have. And having a great day here with you guys watching the game. Okay, here we go. Let's see, we got NYC Bar likes the Rams in this one. And there goes Magnifico. Nice to see you today. Come on, you pulled my comment without any opinion? I don't even remember what it was. What did you say, Magnifico? What did you say again, Magnifico? Oh, man, I'm sorry. Let's see here. Colts and Rams over for Justin. I really don't comment on the things, right? I just show it and kind of repeat it. This show is about you guys, not about me. 4 teams have gone on over their team total in 3 games. Elliot likes the Rams game to go over. 9 Legacy says Indianapolis scores for 0. I don't know what that means, but Puka Nacua keeps it going here for Justin right now with the over 91.5 receiving yards. Robert likes the Colts here today to hang in this one. And so do I. I got to take the Colts here today. Give me the Colts plus these points. Hope it's a good game and hope it comes down to the wire. Here with this one, the Colts and the Rams. The Colts are kind of for real here. And Colts first half money line. Also, Robert says Colts come out looking good here, right? And Colt, kind of a situation where you get don't want to say, you need a coach and you need a quarterback, right? And sometimes you can have one without the other, and sometimes you can have both. Obviously, makes it good. Dine Legacy says loves the Colt. He loves his Colts, not since Edgerrin James and Marvin Harrison and Reggie Sanders and Wayne is a receiver in there. Here comes Gainwell, catches a pass. He's still on his feet. He's down to the 12, but it's going to be time for a field goal. But the Steelers could go up 2 touchdowns here. All right, let's go to the next one. The Bears and the Raiders here in this one. Got the Raiders here favored by 2. Wow. In the game against the Bears here today, man, that seems the Bears were favored. I believe they opened. No, I guess it opened Raiders mostly 1.5 here right now, but with the Bears coming in at 1-2, Raiders 1-2, I think this is the game for Ashton Jeanty to finally put up some numbers. I think against the Bears' run defense, this is where Jeanty can succeed. And if the Raiders do have success in the running game, that's where Geno and the passing game can work out, especially Brock Bowers. Brock Bowers could have a huge game if Jeanty runs strong and keeps them holding the ball, keeping it, I don't want to say away from the Bears. You don't have to worry about that. The punt is blocked. It's blocked. The field goal is blocked, and the Vikings are going to recover here with 1.5 to go in the first half. So we're still at 14-3 here in this one. And, well, could it end up going under in the first half here in this one, despite some excitement here so far? We'll see if the Vikings can go down in 1:30 here. They're not moving it as well as Pittsburgh, that's for sure. All right. For the Chicago here, they are 7-12 in their last 19 games in closely lined games such as this. Chicago 7-12 in their last 19 coming in off of a win. Everyone's excited about Ben Johnson right now, and that maybe Caleb Williams, maybe this is talking about quarterback and coach combination. Maybe this is the combination that they need with these two. But Williams still moments of brilliance and then moments of I guess I can leave it at that. Raiders lost to the Chargers 20-9. They lost to the Commanders 41-24. Raiders so far averaging less than 3 yards a carry, or about 3 yards per carry so far this season. Raiders have allowed some big-time numbers on defense so far, over 1,050 yards in 3 games so far this season. Raiders are 19-25 in their last 44 games, coming in off of a loss. And let's see what you guys have here in this one with the Raiders taking on the Bears here today in Las Vegas. Right here in Las Vegas, Chicago comes in here having won just 2 of their last 14 games overall, and they're still closely rated in this game, but that's because the Raiders have lost 13 of their last 16, including 6 of their last 7 games at home right now. Here we go with the chat in this one. You know who I want to hear from right now in the chat? Where'd he go? Where'd my man go there? He had a great comment there. Said I blew him off there, but I never want to blow anybody off in the chat, Magnifico. Oh, it was a question. That's why. Bookie was offering Mahomes and Lamar 225 passing yards boosted to 300. You're always supposed to take your boosts. I never get offered those type of things. Maybe it's just because of the nature of the way that I bet. I'm not real familiar with how a lot of those things work. I'm not saying that because maybe I'm a successful bettor. I don't get a lot of those bonuses or boosts or anything. Maybe that's on. I know I get like a 10% standard boost or whatever, but I think you're supposed to always take your boosts. Hope I got that one right. Okay. Let me get it going here a little bit with a bar like Chicago. Terrell says, are the Bears fans here? They're always here, aren't they? They're always. That's the one thing about Vegas. Whatever you want to say about Vegas, the fans will show up from all over. Vikings get a little gain here right now. Elliott likes the Bears and over. Raiders need to throw back the clock a little bit. Blocked field goals are becoming a thing, right, Tariq? Yeah, for sure. Blake likes the Raiders here. Tariq in a 7-point teaser. 9 Legacy says the Raiders will win, but Chicago can win. He'll take the Raiders and Jeanty here, rushing prop. I like Jeanty to have his game. Look, Justin already had it in pocket here. It's a good situation because the Bears' run defense, I don't think, has looked very good. Robert likes the Raiders. Blue's going to name his new son Shark. Ugh. Or bird, or croc, or armadillo. All right. And Var says because of the Bears' injuries, that's been the problem here. All right, let's go one more in the afternoon, and it's a big one here with, or is it? Ravens and Chiefs. Both teams come in 1-2, but it's still a featured game. But the loser will be 1-3. That's big news. Here, Baltimore 6-3 ATS in their last 9, just 1-4 against the spread against Kansas City, and they're coming in here favored right now. Look, the Ravens they obviously looked pretty bad in that game again. Well, bad defensively there, right, against Detroit. So this one's overthrown for the Vikings. So look, still are the Ravens worthy enough to come in here and be a road favorite against Kansas City and that great home field advantage? Kansas City's kind of held over on the Ravens a little bit when these two teams have met, right? So we said it right there. The Ravens here. Chiefs have won 6 of the last 7 meetings in this series. Chiefs have won 3 straight at home against Baltimore, going 2-1 against the spread. 4 of those 5 last meetings have gone over the total between these two. But remember the Chiefs. Ooh, here's Jefferson across midfield. Still 1:22 to go here right now. And the Vikings are in business, moving into Steeler territory, 1:15 and counting. So remember the Chiefs used to be such a solid under team at home. Remember at one point it was like, what was it, 13 of 14, 15 of 17 a couple of years ago. They've had a few overs since then because maybe the defense hasn't been as good, but still a pretty good defense. And I don't know, can they really get upwards of 48 points here in this one, despite, yes, these two teams being some of the, two of the better teams still, despite the records, right? Chiefs here come in just 14-23 against the spread. Their last 37 when coming in off of a win. Chiefs are 10-7 in these closely lined games of 3 points or less. Are also here for the Ravens. They're 20-7 against the spread in these same type of closely lined games. They're usually pretty clutch. They're also 13-7 against the spread their last 20 as a road favorite. They're also 8-1 against the spread their last 9 games, coming in off a loss. Wide open is Jefferson. Somebody lost the coverage on him. He slips and falls on that Irish turf. And they got to hurry. 45, 44, 43. They have 1 timeout left right now, and they're in field goal range here, but the Vikings would like to score. Ball is at the 13-yard line with 33 seconds to go here left in the first half. Wentz with time, looks, has to scramble. He flips a shovel pass, and it's going to be a loss of 2 yards here, so probably going to use that timeout right now. And Jefferson's still mad. He's slipping on the turf. He's going to need a shoe change, it looks like, at halftime and find the right grip there on this turf. It does look, now, like I said, they just looking at the midfield where that NFL logo is a little bit, and it looks like a little bit of tear up there. And you see Jefferson, how he went down there just a little bit too fast. It was slippery turf. So we'll see. Maybe got to get those longer cleats in there a little bit. He was off balance, but that third step he took made him go down. All right, I'm taking the Chiefs today in this one. We got one more in the NFL, and we'll get to baseball, and then we'll let you watch the second half, and I'll watch the second half. Make sure you join me over on the Nuke the House channel. I'll be there at 12:30 Eastern, 9:30 Pacific today for a preview of the NFL. I'll have more picks over there with Holden Kushner over there on the Nuke the House channel. Here comes some of the picks from you guys in the Ravens game. Then we'll move on to the Sunday night game. Try to get it to, let's see here, incomplete. Okay, here we go. Ravens there. Little Mahomes magic maybe here. Worthy's back. Can't bury the lead here, right? Worthy really is. We'll hopefully see him first game back. almost feels like almost the first game, right? He was out. Remember, we were watching. Remember on the broadcast, we were on the companion show, and Worthy was out of there early in that first game. Ravens and over for Elliott. Mahomes for an interception here. Chiefs dominate against Lamar. Jim says go with the Chiefs here. Andrew says those injuries are going to hurt. Lofting one up here to the end zone. It's almost interception. What a horrible pass. You can't be giving up a turnover right here when you need to at least get 3 points out of it, and that's what they'll do. Go for the field goal here. What were they thinking? This thing was almost picked off. Blake likes the over. Justin likes Derrick Henry. I don't see fumble in that prop, Justin. Kelsey here over 39.5 yards as well. Blake says Henry maybe has a good game here because look, he still had pretty good games. It's just the fumbles kind of got him, right? Trey Berry, nice to see you. He said, who'd you have there in the game between Chicago and Las Vegas? I'm on the Raiders. And who did you have in Philly and Tampa? I'm on the Tampa Bay Bucks. That was the first game we did, Trey, go back to kind of the after the football game started. That's when we did that one. Ravens first half here for Robert. What was this? No wonder Jalen Ramsey got in there so easily there, huh? Was that a penalty to move a little closer? That's a fourth down, though, so not going to make a difference here. They're still going to have to kick it. Tariq's got a teaser. Blue likes Ravens on the spread here. And let's see here. This one is up and good. So still with 10 seconds to go or so, 12 seconds, whatever, in the first half. It's going to be 14-6 there right now. And wow, look where it landed, 20 points here in the first half. So did you guys have it? It's 20.5, I think, for the most part, right? It's going to stay under. Okay, here we go. And we've got, all right, I think that's it for that one. We'll talk one more here right now. Sunday night football with the Packers taking on the Cowboys here. The Packers come in favored by 6.5, not 6. Total is also down to 46.5 here right now. Definitely dropping here in this one. And I think I can see why here. Packers coming in as pretty strong favorites in this one. I mean, I know it seems maybe Dallas can do it here, but I don't know. Can they really? The Packers, this game probably, it feels like it sets up perfectly for the Packers. Yeah, it's going to be hard to cover a touchdown, even in sad sack Dallas here. But, you know, coming off the game last week, maybe the Packers will be a little bit angry there after losing that game. You know, we were on here. Remember I said, I wonder if the Browns, I don't even know if they're going to score a touchdown in this game. And they didn't until the end and won the game 13-10. It was 10-0 Green Bay with 4 minutes left in the game, and the Packers end up losing 13-10 to Cleveland last week. Packers' strong rushing defense so far, allowing just 3.3 yards per carry this season. Packers, though, not always great with these road numbers, 4-12 ATS, their last 17 on the road. Packers 9-11. Against the spread, last 21 off of a loss. That's not a big deal, but for the Cowboys here, they scored 40 in that overtime win, but they allowed 37 and 31 in their last 2 games there, and they scored just 34 points in their 2 losses combined. Dallas in the last 2 weeks has allowed nearly 450 yards per game. Dallas just 3-6 against the spread. Their last 9 as a home underdog. So it felt like when the Packers acquired Parsons that Dallas's defense went over to Green Bay, and we're seeing Green Bay maybe with the best defense going. Cleveland looks pretty good too, but Green Bay can play it a little bit better because they'll always, at this point, kind of formulate a better field position for the defense because Cleveland has so much trouble moving the ball a little bit for sure. So Green Bay has won and covered 8 of the last 9 meetings in this series. They've won and covered the last 4 trips into Dallas. They've owned them. last 4 games have gone over, but man, it feels like a defensive game, especially from the Green Bay end. And I think Green Bay, maybe it could be revenge on Parsons here a little bit. I don't think so. It's one thing to trade a guy, if he's older, hanging out. What Parsons is basically in the prime of his career, right, and one of the best players in the game. So this has been hopefully those picks will end up down the line helping Dallas out. But in the short term, it feels like it's all about Green Bay. I've got the Green Bay Packers to crush Dallas here tonight. Let's see what you've got in this one. And yeah, we did cover that there a little bit too, Trey, that oversees this game. Packers under here for Elliott. Blue says Packers by 10. How about Golden? Justin, he took 50 receiving yards. Justin, maybe rushing receiving would have been a good pick too, because man, Golden's carrying the ball. I know they tack a few extra yards on there because Golden is carrying the ball. How about Turpin to get over in his receiving yards here? All right, Irish King thinks this is the best game going. Blake's going to lean to the under. Yeah, I'm going to have a big pick on this one tonight. And Elliot says, who do you got in the ATD? Who do you got in the ATD here in this one tonight with these two? I might have a little, maybe see if I can get
Steam play.
Ooh. Maybe Golden. But look at it with Golden. Romeo Dobbs also playing pretty well here. Man, Green Bay is going to be in a good spot here tonight. All right, let's move on. We got to go to baseball. And, hey, I want to get off the air here before halftime's over, and then we can get going here a little bit and watch the game. Ryder Cup is going to be firing up here in about an hour. Could it be the biggest comeback in the history of golf? Let's go to the baseball here. I'm going to look at 6 games here. Trey says, how about Tucker Kraft? Tonight, Green Bay getting that tight end involved. Robert likes under in the first half. And Blake also with Kraft in there. Okay, let's go to baseball here right now. Hopefully we can get a line here on a couple of these games. We're only looking at the 6 games that have an impact on the current playoff positioning. The Yankees are taking on the Orioles here. Yankees have taken care of business big time over the last 2 days here, and I think they can win this one, but I think this matchup is a little bit better for the Orioles here with Bradish going against you all here, and I'm actually going to try the Orioles here on the run line. They've gotten absolutely clubbed here over the last 2 games. I think it's been 18-2 or 3 or something like that. They really haven't put up much of a fight, but I think with Bradish here, and I don't know, was Gill the best option that the Yankees could deal with here? Remember, Blue Jays do own that current tiebreaker right now between these two, so the Yankees need to win, and the Blue Jays would need to lose because the Blue Jays have the head-to-head tiebreaker with the Yankees. So the Yankees are in need of a win. They need the Blue Jays to lose. I'll take the Orioles here on the run line in this one at plus 1.5 at a little bit of plus money. No. Oh, minus $1.35. Okay, that's not great, but I'm going to take the Orioles here at least to hang in here and make it a one-run game after getting clubbed here the last 2 nights. Give me the Orioles here in this one. Get ready to do it quickly here, guys. We're going to run quickly so we get to watch the second half together. Micah to get a sack again. How about 2? How about 2? How about 3? All right. Blue likes the Yankees by 3 here. Hey, Stan Don Biz. Nice to see you. Here he says, how about a live bet for Team USA? I don't know if I caught you, Stan, or I think I called you Don there. I don't know. I might call you both. But I'm on Europe in the whole. I took Europe before the event on these shows here, so probably just ride it out, take the win. It feels like right now Europe has been. What can you say? It's a fourth best start for any team in Ryder Cup history. So, all right. Watching some late night action here over in China with Zhang and Anisimova going right now, but Anisimova going to win this tiebreaker in the first set, and Aston Villa going to win there. It looks like.
Final.
All right, Yankees for the sweep. Elliott likes the Yankees, and Yankees won't lose. No way, says Irish King. And Blue might be betting a little cricket here or something with Pakistan. All right. Last game of the season. Right. One more thing to talk about here. I'm going over the matchups, but all the games start today at 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific. Not exactly at that time, but all within 20 minutes of the 3 p.m. hour. I think they start a couple of games at 3:05, a couple more at 3:10, a couple more at 3:15, and maybe one or two more at 3:20. All the games are played at the same time today on the final day of the season in Major League Baseball. So keep that scoreboard watch going a little bit. All right, we're cruising along right now, and give me the Orioles here. Nine Legacy's got his plays. Yankees and Mets and Blue Jays and Brewers and Astros and Tigers and Cubs on a run line parlay to close out the season for Nine Legacy. All right, I'm looking for a line here. And when I made these last night, did not have the line for the Tigers and the Red Sox, but we do now. And the Tigers are actually favored here by $1.40. I mean, makes sense. They have the motivation, right, here today, but I don't know. Come on, really? I mean, yes, the Red Sox are kind of stuck in their position. They're not going to, but the Tigers have been an absolute El Foldo here so far. It feels like. Are they really going to come out here and, I don't want to say win this game with ease. They obviously need a win. Remember, they do not own the tiebreaker in this situation. So we'll see. What do you have in this one with Detroit and Boston? I'm going over in this game. I don't know. Do we need to even preview it? I'm taking the over with Detroit and Boston here at the paddock in there. The Red Sox can at least be comfortable at the plate. One thing to consider, too, some of these teams are resting some players today, even in the games that don't have an impact in the standings here. But I'm going to go over 9 runs with the Tigers and the Red Sox. Go ahead in the chat. We're going to move quickly here on the bases. All right. And welcome to not a new commenter, just a new name for I Like Mine with Lettuce and Tomatoes. Probably related. Maybe he's related to Mr. Tomatoes. I mean, he's talking to Blue like he knows him, and I've never even seen this guy in the chat. Blue, is he a friend of yours? Nice to have you. I Like Mine with Lettuce and Tomatoes. Robert here is on the Tigers in this one. All right, we'll move it along now and take a look at Tampa Bay taking on Toronto. Here in this one, we got Ian Seymour going up against Kevin Gausman. Here in this one, you got the Toronto Blue Jays up to a $2 favorite or so here right now. And hey, I get it with Gausman going here in this one. They control their own destiny. All they need to do is win this game, and they are the division champions here. But Tampa does kind of give Toronto a little bit of a hard time. In fact, Tampa's kind of dominated the series between the two teams over the last several years. So Tampa, nothing to play for here, but they still won 11 of the last 16 games against Toronto coming in. Toronto has won 7 of their last 9 at home. Tampa's lost 5 of their last 6 games on the road coming into this one. So, I get it. Blue Jays a big favorite here. They need to win. They're looking to wrap it up and get that division title here right now. But at this price, I'm going to take the Rays on the run line to stay within a run. I think it'll probably be a 1-run game here, one way or the other. Tampa Bay plus 1.5 at minus $1.25, and I'll take it today. Give me Tampa Bay here on the run line. All right, and got some comments from you guys in there. Let's see what you got. You got Yankees run line for NYC Bar. Blue Jays, wait a minute. Oh, Blue Jays run line in those two different games there. So I think NYC Bar likes the Blue Jays to wrap it up and win the division. All right, a couple more here. I want to take a look at with you guys, and then we'll get on out of here. Let's see here. Blue Jays for Elliott. Blues on the Blue Jays. And let's see. Stan Don Biz. Yeah, that's the ad right there. Live Odds TV. Just search it if you like this. I like it. There's one I like better, but you can't see all the lines on it. So this is the one I'm using. But I have a live scoreboard behind me. One of the few guys on these channels to do that. Look at these scores behind me. There's Sevilla over Vallecano today. There's the Aston Villa final. Roma 2-0. Fiorentina scoreless game today. Here's a tie between Nice and Paris there. What else we got? There's the Steelers score too. And look at Freiburg. We were talking about them last night against Hoffenheim. What else? Celta Vigo's in a tie. So yeah, I keep a live scoreboard behind me, so you don't have to look at my ugly face. You can just look at my shoulder here, see some live lines. And look, even that Steeler game, Steelers minus 4.5, 40.5 right now. Money line 270. That's live for sure here at halftime. And you see it right behind my big old earlobe there, 14-6. All right, a couple more here. Mets and Miami right now. And the Miami Marlins always seem to spoil it for the Mets, don't they? This is key. The Mets have to win, and they have to hope for the Reds to lose here today. Oh, sorry, I missed these here. Robert says Jays first 5. And Elliot says, I only cover the teams from my neighborhood, so I don't think you'd be too interested in it. But I think I do bring some pretty good coverage. I thought I had a great show on Friday. I just covered my teams from that I grew up with in the San Diego area, and that I covered basically for the last, I'd say 40 years, because I was a high school journalist covering the teams. Thought I was a pro journalist when I was 14 years old on the school newspaper covering football games. Said I was going to be going. You know what, guys? I thought I would go to Syracuse or Northwestern. I actually thought I was going to be one of those guys. I didn't qualify. I couldn't make it. Ramon, not too smart, but he's on here with you guys. At least I can figure out this technology here at 57 years old and get on the air. But I wanted to go to Northwestern or Syracuse, and it was a big disappointment in my life, actually, when I didn't get there. And after that, I went into the workplace as a reporter at a newspaper. Started as a cub reporter at 17 years old. I was an early graduate, actually, in high school, and I still didn't qualify. But I was an early graduate because I got put up from an early grade. I was a little bit I was too smart for kindergarten. They put me in first grade. So I was the youngest graduating guy in my class, and I wanted to go to Syracuse or Northwestern. And when I couldn't get in, I did take a job right away as a stringer reporter at a newspaper. This was before the internet. And so basically I've been covering the same conference for 40 years, and it's kind of my life's mission. Go to eastcountysports.com to see my website, and also East County Sports Network if you want to see my work. Anyway, I don't expect you guys to care about the teams, but if you want to see me covering it just like I cover sports like this, it's I don't want to say it's amazing because it's me, but no one's doing what I do in my town. I watch all the high school games on Friday night. I have all these monitors set up just like I'm watching these games. But I put on, there's a system where each school has like a camera, and you can watch it's like a $10 subscription. And as long as they turn the camera on, you can watch the games live, and the technology is pretty good. So I cover all the games, and then I do a live post-game show. Sometimes we have the kids on. We even get them on the bus sometimes and stuff like that. So appreciate you asking, Elliot. Okay, that's it from you guys on that game, on those games. So, hey, for me here with the Mets and Miami in this one with Manaya going against Cabrera here. Like I said, this is the deal here. The Mets need to win. They need the Blue Jays to lose. But you got Sean Manaea going out there. That doesn't sound like a good solution at all. He's 3-8 so far, or the Mets are 3-8 in his starts this season. So I think Miami probably comes in here and maybe puts an end to their season. So we'll see here in this one. Mets do need to win. They're on the road. They're going to be favored. Oops, did I messed up the behind on the graphic here? There we go. So in this one, I got to go over in this one. Mets are still hitting well, but I think Manaea will end up getting hit. I've got the over here in this one. All right, I want to get out of here, you guys. Second half is starting. I'm talking about this channel and that channel, and here come the Vikings getting the ball already out to the 33-yard line. Reds and Brewers here in this one with Singer. Singer got lit up. Remember, he gave up 4 runs in his last start in a game they needed to win back then, and it was 4-2. All the runs were in the second inning. But coming up here against the Brewers here, Brewers are locked into their position right now. They cannot move up or improve here. The Brewers will be that number 1 seed, and they'll play the Padres or the Cubs here. So Reds need this win. I think they can get it, actually. I think Singer will have a better start here. Mostly we might see Peralta maybe just go out there for 3 or 4 innings. The thing is, Brewers have to wait a week, so they're not resting guys. He'll just get out there and maybe they'll pull him out after a while, but he's a guy who kind of needs his work a little bit, I think. So for me here in this one with the Brewers and the Reds today, I got to go under here with Cincinnati and Milwaukee. One more in the major leagues between Texas and Cleveland here. I'm sorry. Yeah, man, whoops, wrong game there. Let me get it right here. Here we go. Rangers and Guardians here. I think Logan Allen gets the start here. There was some talk it could be another. Let me take a look here. Corbin and Allen, that's what I'm expecting in this one. And I've got the under in this one with Texas and Cleveland. Hey, I'm going to get you out of here, you guys. Let me give my WNBA for today, and then we'll move along. Because the Vikings have a 3rd and 11 here right now at the 30-yard line. Robert likes the Reds there. And Wentz is going to get sacked. Penalty. What is the penalty, though? Is it holding? Because I saw the Steeler guy like, he's holding me. He's holding me. Yeah, it's holding. So they'll decline it. Time to punt. NYC Bar likes the Guardians in this one. I'm on the under here with the Guardians and the Texans today. Guardians looking to get that win and clinch that division over Detroit. Detroit needs to win and Cleveland to lose in order for them to even make the playoffs here today. So now you know what's going on here with the MLB. Baseball's over. It's football season now, and it's hockey season here coming up too. Vikings about ready to punt. All right, WNBA today. Let me see what we got here. I didn't even make a graphic, you guys, for the WNBA. They are important games. I don't mean to belittle it here at all. I'll just cover it here real quick, and then we're going to wrap up the show. Las Vegas and Indiana Fever here. Aces favored by 4.5 in this one, 159.5. I've got the Aces to wrap it up and get it done, knocking out Indiana. I think the injuries have just been too much in the end. So give me Las Vegas to win this one. They did the job last time pretty convincingly here, pulling away, and I've got Las Vegas over Indiana here on Sunday. And then in the other game, Minnesota and Phoenix here, Minnesota on the road. We've got Coach Reeve. She is suspended for this game after her critical remarks of the officiating. She was dropping F-bombs like a sailor. A really bad look here for a league that is full of, just bizarre every time. It pretty much feels like with this league right now. So anyways, here with Minnesota and Phoenix here today on the road, I'm going to go with the over in this one with Minnesota and Phoenix. All right, it's going to do it here for the morning steam. I'll run the contest, get you out of here. Love all you guys. Thank you so much. NYC Bar says take the aces. Terrell says Las Vegas wants to close it out, and they want the other one to go 5 games. But I don't think Minnesota is going to be. I think they're done. I think that was it, the way Coach was behaving there. Maybe Minnesota on the money line here for NYC Bar. And Rockies won't win until next year, says Terrell. Hi, Kelly. Here's Kelly. Kelly, nice to see you. Sorry I didn't get a chance to respond there about Virginia. They're going to get fined $5 million for the way they ran on the field. I guess it's only $50,000, but did you see that? Now, they weren't major injuries, but 19 people were injured. You can't have that. I mean, someone's really going to get hurt. You know, there was kind of a viral post that said when the receiver had died, that guy who got grunched there on the end when they went storming through. And that was a scary scene, really, when they won that game. It felt like, all right, that's it. Let's do the drawing here and get out of here before the next series. Thank you for joining me, everyone, today on the Morning Steam Show. Back tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific. Also tomorrow, we'll have VB, MMA picks, and the Dana White Contender Series as well. So here we go. Let's do the drawing, and then let's get out of here. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. Great to have you here. We had a great week. Enjoy the games tonight. Join us tonight for the companion coverage of the late game between the Packers and the Cowboys. I'll be there as well. Who's the winner? It's Doge. Doge, if you're in there, I'll put another month on there. If not, just remind me. I think Doge is in there already, but I don't know if that's his name. So if not, look at Doge's young man there, looking handsome. Are you guys in a restaurant there, it looks like? Maybe having some lunch? Thanks a lot, Doge. Thanks a lot to everybody. We'll be back tomorrow with more Morning Steam. I really appreciate it, gang. Thanks for joining me here on the show. And have a great sports betting day. For the Sports Money Network, I'm Ramon Scott.
I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice or might play a parlay. It's the Morning Steam. What? Ramon Scott. Sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money.